Hello, this is Erin with The Joy in Pens and Paper, and it is time to do a weekly recap. So I do my memory keeping and my journaling in a Hobonichi Cousin, and I have that in this very well-loved trifold case right here. So let's flip to where we left off. So we last left off talking about Sunday, November 26th, when my son went to a scheduled last minute play date, and my husband and I went out for a surprise date, which was really nice. Monday, I did the filming of my weekly recap and had a pretty productive work day, but weirdly was in this mood where I just was not hungry, which I don't know. So I went with it. My husband prepared dinner and I didn't eat because I just wasn't really feeling it. But when my son and I got home, we found this blow up snowman in our front yard. So I was so happy about that. And I think I might have talked about it in my video last week, but still loving the blow up snowman. Appreciate it. Tuesday, I took a sick day. So I have endometriosis. I was up for a large chunk of the night with cramps and just uncomfortable. And as I was getting up to my alarm in the morning, it hit me that I could take the day off and rest. So I actually just sent off a couple of emails and things and then climbed back into bed for a few hours. I did attend one meeting remotely that I just didn't feel comfortable about asking them to reschedule it, so I just offered to attend remotely. So that was nice. I did a lot of knitting, did some YouTube filming, and did a lot of relaxing. So that was good. Wednesday, I filmed my Currently Inked. I love doing my Currently Inked, and I hate that I have to wait until the end of the month. I'm actually thinking about changing things up so that I do them a little bit more frequently next year. But we'll see. We'll see. After I got home from work Wednesday, I crashed. I was down for the count. So I just kind of let that happen. Thursday I had therapy and was just talking to my therapist about kind of, I feel like I've done a lot of good work, but then different things happen and it brings up all of the past feelings and thoughts, and it makes me feel like I actually haven't done any work. And so she talked to me about the process of healing your inner child, and gosh, that sounds daunting. So we didn't really get to that until the last maybe 10 minutes of my session, and my next session's in 3 weeks. So I've got some time to kind of think about it and do some research and prepare for that next session. But Mama's got some work to do, and I don't love it. So I've already found myself thinking maybe I'll just be done with therapy, and that's my avoidant behavior coming out, which I know means that that's the work I actually really have to do. So we'll be doing some work. Here was my Currently Inked. I typically will draft it out on this monthly page and use this for a reference while I'm filming my Currently Inked, which I do in a Galen leather everyday notebook with Tomoe River paper. But this month, and I don't know why I did this, but I actually wrote it out on Rhodia paper and used this for my filming. And I didn't do a little swatch here, but what I will say is this just reinforces for me why I love Tomoe River paper. If you just look at the Polar Glow here versus the Polar Glow here. This is much darker. You don't see as much shading. The Garland here in this little sample swatch, I hope the light can pick it up, but there's just this beautiful red. There we go. This beautiful red sheen that pools, and it has blue glitter. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I'm a couple of days into this month, and I love the inks that I chose, except for the fact that a couple of them are sheening inks, and so I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right here there's already some smudging from the sheen when I was writing for Saturday, and I rested my hand here because I have sweaty hands. Yuck. So I'm being careful, and I'm pulling my sleeves over my hands a lot when I'm writing. Friday, so I a number of weeks ago signed up to be a chaperone for the middle school dance. A colleague that I work with has a daughter in the same grade as my son, and so we said, you know what, as parents, let's volunteer. And then I told my son, and he said, oh no, I'm not going to the dance. Nope. And then it was Thursday that he said, oh, I found out my friend is going, so I want to go. So he was still able to get a ticket. He went, he broed out, did his thing. I chaperoned, but ended up having to do a little bit of work. Before that, I got this amazing care package in the mail that these 2 black cats are from that care package, as well as a couple of other things. I have the video coming out for that. If this uploads tonight, it is Monday. It is 6:45 at night. So if I can get it to upload tonight, great. But that video is coming out Tuesday. So either the day after this video or the day of this video, depending on when it actually uploads. So yeah, it was an amazing care package. Tina, it was amazing. Thank you. Saturday, I did a 12-mile run, and I did it in 1 hour and 47 minutes and some seconds. I felt really good. I then went to the grocery store and picked up some ingredients because my son and I baked a double batch of snickerdoodles, gluten-free snickerdoodles, to take to my neighborhood cookie swap. And I also made some deviled eggs for a holiday party that I went to. And then my husband and I enjoyed a cigar and a cup of hot tea on the deck before I showered and went over to the holiday party. And my good friend and neighbor came with me to the holiday party, which was really nice. My husband wanted to stay home and hang out with my son since I had gotten some good quality time with him. The joys of having one child, the parents kind of, or at least for us, we both do different things with our son to enjoy that time. Then Sunday was the actual cookie swap. So there was a group of, 10-ish, maybe a few more from the neighborhood that came over. And there was a lot of different cookies and, oh, sorry, I'm tired. And treats. I was tired yesterday. I'm tired again today. I'm just feeling run down. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, I went to the cookie swap, came home. My husband had a fire going. He had cracked a bottle of wine. We had some meat and we just kind of relaxed. And because of the cookie swap and the holiday party the day before and just kind of all the snacking that I did this weekend, we in essence skipped dinner last night and just did the salami. And I did a lot of knitting this weekend. I finished one project and started another one. And this one I have a lot of finger weight yarn, which is it's like yarn that you would use to make socks or like gloves and mittens and things, or sweaters, but very thin yarn. And I'm compiling all of it to put together a blanket just to use it up. I've had it for years, over a decade. And so instead of going out and buying a bunch of stuff because I got back into knitting, I am trying to use up what I already have. So that's really nice. I also, speaking of being frugal, TWSBI came out today with a cream and rose gold eco, and the pre-order date was today with a ship date of Wednesday. And so I went on to Atlas Stationers this evening and I was gonna purchase it, but I couldn't justify spending $50 on a TWSBI Eco right now just because I like the color. I don't know. I might change my mind. I don't know. But so I didn't order it, and I've been looking forward to that for weeks, and I didn't do it. So we'll see. Anyway, here's my weekly. So for this week, I used a Pelican M400 with Birmingham Pen Company Sandstone to mark off. I made a mistake this day, but to mark off my work hours. And then I used the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande 2.0 with the elastic fine nib, which is inked up with Wearingeul Shock, which is a sample that I received from Taz, one of my other viewers. I believe it was Miss Marilyn Darling who chose these colors when I did a YouTube live, and so I think you did an excellent job. It was very beautiful, very calming. So let's take this calming and let's add some flair to it. Actually, I'll hold on to that over there. So I did pick out some stickers for this week. So for Monday, I had kind of a interestingly productive afternoon with some phone calls and working on some documents. So I thought that was a nice emoji to capture it. For Tuesday, I wanted to put this little uncomfortable stomach emoji. I'm also going to add this little shark here. There are times that I flip through and I want to see when my last cycle was, and this is always a really easy way to find that. Sorry if that's TMI, but this is my world, this is my reality, and I do get feedback from people that I like how transparent I am, so I am just putting it all out there. Then on Wednesday, kind of did a little of everything on Wednesday. It's a little bit of a nut there. So I'm just going to put that little, to me, that's like a productive emoji. Thursday, I 100% ran around like a crazy person between buildings, and I was on my way to work and I got a message that a student was refusing to come to school, and so I needed to go to the student's house, and I had to realign a whole bunch of other things. And I did want to add in, I typically will do 1 sticker a day, occasionally 1 to 2 stickers a day, but because therapy happens once every 3 weeks, I make sure to mark it. I didn't write it in, and my pen is in another room, so I will write it in when I get to that room. But I wanted to put this in for my Friday morning coffee. I'm gonna put a little treadmill guy for my Saturday morning 12-mile run. And then I'm gonna add this little wine emoji because I went to the holiday party and I did have some wine. Sunday morning I wanted to add in an unplug because I woke up, I got home late from this holiday party. I got home at 1 o'clock in the morning, and your girl is old now. I cannot hang like I used to. So even though I got home really late, I wake up at the same time, basically, half an hour later, and I was tired, which is probably why I'm tired today, as I'm still recuperating from very little sleep this weekend. But so I just kind of allowed myself to sit on the couch in a really warm, snuggly blanket and did some knitting until it was time to shower and get ready for the cookie swap. I do like to mark when we have a fire because I love that we have a fireplace. So I've got that right there. And then I wanted to just trying to think of what I want to put for, maybe I'll put this little, actually, nope. The dance is kind of a big deal, I'm realizing, and I wasn't giving it the credence that it deserves, because I don't know if he'll go to another middle school dance. I think I will do a circle. So these are from Cloth and Paper Co. or Cloth and Paper. They do a subscription box. They actually do a couple of subscription boxes. They do one that is stationary, and they'll tend this for example was a new colorway that they were offering. The color is Moscow, and it's this really lovely taupe color. And they also, and the other difference is that it's on clear sticker paper versus, for example, these dots, and this color is called linen, but it's on white sticker paper, kind of a matte sticker paper. So yeah, it often came with samples of new products that were going into their shop, and it also came with some planner inserts, which I never used, not even a little, because it wasn't tomoe river paper. I couldn't use fountain pens. It's great if you love gel pens. I highly recommend Cloth and Paper. The aesthetic is gorgeous, but it just didn't serve me. So I did end up canceling that subscription. They also did a pen subscription. So each month you would get a box that had, I think it was 5 different writing instruments, and some of the pens were gel pens, some were highlighters, some were fine liners or felt tip pens, and that was also really nice. I have a lot of those pens in my work cup, my work pen cup, and I don't want anyone to take them because they're beautiful, and they're not ones that you can get at Staples or Target or even Amazon, really. A lot of them are Japanese, and they're gorgeous. Anyway, that might be worth considering at some point. I'm just more wanting to stick with my fountain pens. So that is my week. What I will do is, just for the last couple of minutes, I'm going to grab, which pen do I want? I want to use this Galen Leather Co. and Narwhal, which is inked up with Tempest, which is a diamine ink vent. So I'm going to use that, and the Esterbrook SD Petrified Forest, and that one is inked up with, I believe it's Noel, which is another diamine ink vent. Yes, it is. It's from the Blue Edition, which is a 2019, and it's red with kind of a gold sheen. Narwhal Galen Leather Co. This is a fine, and it's Diamine Tempest. And this is my weekly setup in here. It's very simple. So down here are my health stats, weight, distance, steps, exercise, minutes, and movement calories. And I get all of that information from my Apple Watch. And I will tell you, I've had in the years since I started having an Apple Watch, which I want to say my first one I got in 2014 or 2015. I'm on my third Apple Watch. And the first one, I ended up going in a hot tub at a spa, and it was so hot that it melted the glue around the edge of the screen and it flooded the inside of the watch. That's the only reason I needed to get a new one. And then I got the Series 4, I think it was, which arguably is the worst Apple Watch out of them all. It had the most issues and like the worst battery life and everything. And so then I think the one I have now is a Series 5, if I remember correctly. But when they came out with the Series 5, I was so mad at myself for jumping and getting the 4. And I wanted to help someone else out by passing them along an Apple Watch while also benefiting myself and getting the more up-to-date one. So it was 100% a selfish thing. But I gave the 4 to someone else and purchased the 5. Today I was at work at 7:45 and I worked until 3:30. And I was going to do a Zoom meeting with a family this evening, and I've been waiting to hear back from them, and I actually saw a notification on my phone while I've been filming, so I still might end up doing a little bit of work this evening. We'll see. I'm tired. All right, and so this is the Esterbrook Esty. I put fine. That's really a medium. This is an extra fine, and this is inked up with Diamine Noel. I'm going to try to get up a little early tomorrow and actually do a workout in the morning. I think I said that last week. Didn't go so well, but I'm still trying. And what did I do? I did upper elementary student, lower elementary observation. Then I went over to the middle school. I spent one-to-one time with a student in the morning, and again with that same student. I have a conversation with a parent. I went back to the upper elementary with a quick pivot because then I had to go back to the middle school, and I attended a job-alike group until about 2:45, and then I did a middle school consult. On the way home, I stopped at Target. My son has some breakouts on his forehead, and I'm noticing that he's starting to pick at it, which just makes my heart sad for him. So I picked up a couple of different products for him to try out. I'm trying to find a good face mask because his breakouts are in the area where his hair sits on his forehead. I've taught him how to get the hair off his forehead at night while he's sleeping, but then it's right there all day long. And he's a teenage boy who wears a hoodie sweatshirt regardless of the weather. And yeah, so I got, the only mask that I could find was, I think, by Clearasil, and it's a cleanser and a mask. You just leave it on for 5 minutes. But I wanted to find like a clay mask that could dry it out or dry him out. So I'm gonna have to do some research online. If you have any recommendations, please share it. And then I also got a like spot cream for him to put on there, just trying to cover all the bases. I was hoping one thing that was helpful for me growing up is my mom took me to get facials, and I think I was around 15 or 16 years old when she started doing that, and that just made a world of difference. But the local place that I go to get facials will not do facials on minors, or is it under 16 or under 18? I forget, but so I'm trying to find a place that will take him because I think that that's also going to be helpful. And I got a budget for it and everything else. Real problems here. But yeah. So Target, dinner prep, and then we did dinner and YouTube filming. I'll wrap this up and do a snug with my son. And get this hopefully uploaded this evening. I want to say the last one either uploaded late at night, which then I try to stay up until it's ready to go. But I can't always do that because it's a work night. But anyway, yeah, so I will hopefully get this uploaded, and I will be back next week to give you another recap. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're not subscribed, please do, because I do this every single week, and you get to hear the stories of my life. All right. Bye.